Imagine a time when the world was a blank canvas, waiting to be painted with the colors of ambition and greed. This is the untold story of the age of exploration. The Portuguese caravels cut through the waves, their sails billowing with the ambition of conquest. Nuno Tristam stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the distant shoreline. This was no voyage of discovery. It was a mission of greed, fueled by whispers of gold and ivory. Africa, in all its vastness and unknown wonders, had become the target of European ambition. Nuno, driven by a lust for wealth and glory, I am determined to carve my name into the annals of history, no matter the cost. The year was 1441, a time when the world was being redrawn by the ambitions of men like Tristam. The age of exploration, as it would be known, was less about discovery and more about domination. Africa, with its rich resources and seemingly inexhaustible supply of labor, became the focal point of this insatiable hunger. The Portuguese, at the forefront of this new wave of colonialism, were determined to exploit the continent for their own gain. Nuno. Africa is not a land of diverse cultures and ancient civilizations, but a prize to be claimed, a resource to be plundered. My orders are clear. Explore the coastline, establish trading posts, and bring back riches, no matter the cost. The human cost, the lives that would be lost, the cultures that would be shattered, meant nothing in the face of such avarice. The African coast, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, seemed to whisper warnings that Nuno, blinded by ambition, failed to heed. The drums of war beat silently in the distance, a harbinger of the resistance that awaited him and his men. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, a tragic encounter that would forever stain the pages of history. The Portuguese called it Guinea, a name that spoke of their ignorance and arrogance. This was no empty land, ripe for the taking. It was a land of ancient kingdoms and proud warriors, a tapestry of cultures as diverse as the continent itself. The people of Guinea had long known peace and prosperity, their lives interwoven with the rhythms of the land. But that peace was about to be shattered. The arrival of the Portuguese ships, with their billowing sails and thundering cannons, marked the beginning of a dark chapter in their history. The Europeans, with their advanced weaponry and insatiable greed, saw themselves as superior, their technology a justification for conquest. They came not as equals, seeking trade and understanding, but as conquerors, determined to impose their will on a people they viewed as primitive. African warrior, we will not be subjugated so easily. We have faced invaders before, defended our lands and our way of life for centuries. The Portuguese, with their arrogance and their insatiable hunger for gold, are just another threat to be confronted. They would soon learn that Africa was not a land to be easily conquered. As Nuno and his men prepared to land, they remained oblivious to the storm brewing on the horizon. The whispers of resistance grew louder, carried on the wind across the savannah. The Africans were ready to fight for their land, their freedom, their very way of life. The battle for Guinea was about to begin. The Africans, however, were not about to surrender their land and their freedom without a fight. They met the Portuguese invaders with fierce resistance, defending their homes and families with a courage born of desperation.
The invaders, expecting an easy victory, were met with an unyielding wall of defiance. We, though lacking the advanced weaponry of the Europeans, were masters of our environment. We knew the terrain, the ebb and flow of the tides, the secrets of the forests.
And they possessed a weapon that struck fear into the hearts of the invaders. Arrows tipped with deadly poisons. These poisoned arrows, a testament to the Africans' knowledge of the natural world, became a symbol of their resistance.
A single scratch could prove fatal, the poison spreading quickly through the bloodstream, bringing agonizing death. The Portuguese, used to the relatively clean battles of Europe, were terrified by this silent and invisible killer.
The Africans' resistance was not merely a matter of military strategy. It was an act of defiance, a refusal to bow before the invaders. They fought for their land, their families, their way of life. They fought for their very existence. Follow, share, and become a member to support our channel. Join us to uncover more incredible stories of resistance and valor. The Portuguese, met with such fierce and unexpected resistance, soon realized that their dreams of easy riches would be costly. The Africans, far from being the primitive and easily subjugated people they had imagined, were proving to be formidable adversaries. The invaders found themselves bogged down in a protracted and bloody conflict. Nuno Tristam, blinded by his ambition and driven by the demands of his patrons, refused to acknowledge the futility of his mission. He pressed on, his men dying around him, victims of both the African warriors and disease. A constant companion in this tropical environment ravaged the ranks of the invaders, claiming as many lives as the poisoned arrows. The price of Portuguese greed was paid in blood, both African and European. The land itself seemed to cry out in pain. The once pristine beaches stained with blood, the air thick with the stench of death. Yet even as his men succumbed to disease, exhaustion, and the Africans' poisoned arrows, Nuno Tristam remained undeterred. He had come for gold and ivory, and he would not leave empty-handed, even if it meant sacrificing the lives of every man under his command. But in the end, Nuno Tristam met his fate at the hands of the very people he sought to conquer. As the poisoned arrows rained down upon the Portuguese, Nuno and his 20 men fell, their ambition and greed leading them to a tragic demise. The Africans, with their unparalleled knowledge of poisons, had crafted a weapon that struck fear into the hearts of the invaders. Their resistance was not just a fight for survival, but a testament to their intelligence and bravery. The legacy of their actions would echo through history, a stark reminder of the price of unchecked ambition and the heroism of those who stood against it.